Hello everyone, today we are back for a new review of Jan David, and I'm quite happy because it's been a while that we haven't reviewed a Gold player. There is a lot of things to say about usually people that are starting the game, so that is a lot of learning for everyone, so I'm super happy to do this review today. Before we start here, I just wanted to clear something from my previous video. My partnership on my previous video, which is a UG phone. I play on UG phone, and some of the comment that I saw was mentioning that this is cheating. I'm taking this very seriously, and I asked Tech3 support, and you see this is like the request that I send. Hello, I want to double check with you. If I play the tower on cloud such as UG phone, this is emulating a phone that allow me to farm but still use my phone for other purposes, which is exactly what UG phone is doing. The service brings no automation within the game. This is very important. Automation is something that is banned from the tower, and UG phone is not bringing that. It is literally playing idle on a virtual device. Will this break the rules of the game? Thank you. Answer from Tech3: while playing on an emulator does not break the term of service, it's also not supported by us officially. That completely makes sense because they don't want to have to actively support every single emulator that are existing within the world. So I'm not surprised by that, which means that we may not be able to provide extensive support if an issue were to appear. This is exactly the same with every other emulator. Players who choose to play on an emulator do it at their own risk. That means that potentially what can happen if you are playing on an emulator, any of them, is that you may have a problem with your cloud save synchronization. Personally, I never had that. I know that a friend, it happened once in the past 9 months, and it was a rollback of maybe like 6 hours. So basically there is like a farm run that did not save, but it happened once in 9 months. So I think that even if they are saying this, actually the problem that I have encountered are very minimal. So just wanted to say that if you decide to play with UG phone, which I do, and by the way, for the people that want, there is two links below in this video. One to download UG phone with my link, and the second one, which is a quick tutorial to explain how to set up UG phone. This is not something that is bannable. It's not a cheat. It's something that is completely okay and is allowing you to farm without having your phone burning because you need to constantly charge it. Let's move to the review of today. So I'm going to start with reading this. So it tries basically 3 times Devo, and overall coin income was an increase of 40%. So he did get an increase with the Devo, but what happened is that the amount of time that he needs to spend into the game to actually click the button with a Devo build was not something that he wanted to do, and basically he just want to play more idle and being a little bit more AFK, which is why he switched back to a blender build. And I think, as I'm saying, is playing T5. I think it's a little bit early for the transition to a Devo build. In my previous video, I was recommending to be able to farm at least to T6 in Devo. When I was looking at his workshop, his workshop is a little bit low. The higher the workshop you're going to have, and the easier it's going to implement the Devo, because you will have less click to do through the game. Basically, if in, let's say, 500 wave, you are capable of maxing everything that you need to max, because you just need to have like 100 level on life and 100 level on health regen, and then potentially a little bit of level into attack level skip. Then the amount of time that doing Devo is going to take you is going to be way lower that if you start at T5 and you miss, I don't know, like 2000 in all of the 2000 level on all of the things that I just mentioned. Because you don't have the auto upgrade with a Devo, then the later you switch to a Devo and the more AFK it becomes. So that's something to bear in mind for you, Jan David. Then potentially when you get a tower that is higher with more of your workshop that is upgraded, switching back to Devo, you can have some light Devo, I call them, where it's not completely optimized for Devo, but it's very AFK friendly. Like personally, I play with a Devo build that's around the wave 500. I have everything max, but attack level skip, and I'm okay to click up to like 2000 wave to attack level skip whenever I want, and then after I carry on with another 8000 waves. So I have, let's say, probably 8 hours that are completely AFK, and then the first 2 hours every now and then I just click on spending my cash of the game into this ELS. But again, Devo is less AFK than Blender because you don't have the free upgrade. So if you want to go purely AFK, then you will get less coin, but you don't have to touch the game. So that's the trade-off you're doing with a Devo. So general goal, improve economy and try to put stun into the Golden Tower, the Black Hole, and the Death Wave combo. This is the #1 priority for a Gold/Platinum player. So you have the great goal. I think this is the right thing to do right now for you. Progress in tournament, stay in Platinum League. Okay, we're gonna try that. Improve my mojo. I think there is some stuff that we need to do that. So you spend your gem only on mojo, I see, and then you buy cards just to finish the quest. That is something that I always recommend for players at your level. Invest into your mojo. This is a long run. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You need to invest into your mojo. You're going to cash out later on. So invest into your mojo. Set the right strategy for investing into ultimate weapon. Okay, we are going to talk about that. Try to get more ultimate weapon. Chain lightning, I think, is premature for your tower. Build your economy. I don't think chain lightning is important for you. To improve your tournament, invest in spotlight. Same thing, premature. Don't invest in spotlight. Okay, and more wave in Death Wave. Yeah, potentially. Let's talk about that. You spend some dollars on no ad, coin multiplicator time 3. So I talk about that because last review, actually, you have some people that say, oh, it's good if you say how many pack the person spends, so we can compare apple for apple. Fair. I mean, at least now you know. One large pack with your creator code. Thank you very much. For the people that want to support me, my creator code is the name of this channel, Noobodytest. So if you had it, it's helping me tremendously. And the code reset every 30 days, so you may have to enter it again every month if you want to keep supporting me. And sometime event bonus. Okay, so you're spending on the event as well sometime. Fair. I guess for the event, you are looking at the bonus relics and then you are spending when the bonus relics is interesting. By the way, I think if you are considering spending on the event, I would say that is the criteria #1 that I will apply, which is whether the relic are bringing me a high value or not. I will say that there is 2 things that I may consider if I want to take this bundle. The first one is coin bonus. That is something that I may consider. I would say, especially if you are early on, coin is very important. And then if you are quite late, like me, echo is again very important. So coin is something that you can consider. And then things such as attack speed, critical factor, damage, health, that is also something that I will consider. I think right now, in the current event, it's increased cash. I don't consider it. And then I only look for the epic one. I don't think it's worth just for like a rare one, but that's just my opinion. So okay, so event bonus. So basically you are in Gold League and then sometime you reach Platinum and then you get demoted because you are bottom 25 in Platinum. So you started, I can't speak that language. You started somewhere in 2025. Maybe someone speak that language. Sorry, I can't. So you started somewhere in 2025. From the evolution of your tower, I would say that is like probably like this summer, June, July, something like that. But that's like a guess. I don't know if like a guess when I started is a thing that I can do for a video that potentially people would like to see, but yeah, I have no idea. Coin herd, you're a little bit less than 1 trillion coins. The cash, okay, you have 4,000 stones, okay, pretty decent amount. And then looking at your tier of farming, you are farming in T5. You're farming in T5 Devo. I think if you move to a Blender build, I think you'll be able to farm a little bit higher than T5, probably like T67. So definitely I would say that if you go back to a Blender build, don't farm in T5, probably try to go maybe one step further. if this number is coming from a Devo. Your workshop, this is what I was mentioning. You actually have quite a lot of things that you can improve into your workshop, into the damage. So that is one of the things that is going to nerf a Devo, not on the damage because you don't care about that, but more on health. So here there's a lot of things that you can improve. Health regen is the same. So those two things are going to be a lot of time to increase through the run, and that's why it's not idle or AFK, because you are not advanced enough economically speaking to be able to have a Devo build that is semi-AFK or completely AFK. So that's what I was mentioning before. You don't have the wall, okay. And then I think the rest is okay. Enemy levels keep. You invested into the attack level skip. This is good because you don't need a health level skip at your level right now. So this is good, investing into this, and nothing specific to say. That's a classic Devo build. No, blender build, sorry, that you switch back. Looking at your ultimate weapon, you have already a very nice set. So you have the free economical ultimate weapon, you have a smart missile and spotlight. So I would say you have almost like the 4 ultimate weapon that are economical, with spotlight becoming economical much later, but okay. From what I see here, I would say that you definitely need to still invest into those things. I will go for the low-hanging fruit, such as the duration of the golden tower. 59 stone is not a lot for just 1 second. It's something that is potentially a good idea. The number one priority is still to reduce the cooldown of the 3 of them. I see that you are playing for with the Multiverse Nexus, so you don't need to worry about a synchronization of any kind if you are playing with it. So yeah, work like mainly on the cooldown of those ones, starting with the lowest one in terms of stones, and then improving it. So the next one potentially the black hole, and then death wave, and then after you go for the next one. The duration on the golden tower is nice, but is not your priority. Is really the cooldown. So potentially a little bit in duration, but this is good. What you can do though is the bonus here, multiplicator, could be worth it, because I think it's 1.4, so you're moving to time 15 to time 17, if I'm not mistaken. And 1.4 is basically 10% increase of the golden tower efficiency, which is quite nice. So I would say that another click here will not hurt. And then on death wave, having a second quantity on death wave is also potential boost if you have a well-developed death wave in terms of research. We're going to talk about that. If you don't yet, it's okay, but then don't invest into the quantity, because you're just going to waste, and I like temporarily, because it's not wasted, the stones, because you will get better return on investment by putting them somewhere else. So potentially the quantity is something that you can consider when all of the cooldown here requires more than 200 stones to be upgraded. Then potentially I would say that having another death wave is the good moment if you have a good research. The spotlight, you were talking about spotlight initially. I will not recommend you to invest into a spotlight. I think you can keep it as it is right now. The first thing that you want to do when you are working on spotlight is this is quantity. You want to go to 3. There is no point increasing those two things if you are not at 3, in my opinion. The benefit that it's providing you is minimal. So at some point later on, you want to increase this quantity, and I think the right time to work on spotlight is when you are reaching champion. So you're not there yet, so don't work on spotlight. Moving on to the module, and there is something that I want to address, which is right now, which is the death penalty. So death penalty can be really bad in farming, because basically what it does is that there is a percentage of the enemy that are going to be insta-kill with any damage. And this is especially bad if you are trying to prevent the death of enemy, such as in a Devo build, to kill them only in a specific timing when your black hole and golden tower is popping on. Then death penalty is really bad in that case, because you cannot kill them in the different timings, so you're not going to benefit from the coin bonus from those ones. Because you're playing a Devo build, you're not playing a Devo build, so you're playing a Blender build, and you want to kill the enemy regardless of the timing they are getting killed, I think it completely makes sense that you are using death penalty. I don't know if it's something that is intended or not, because I don't see any other module that you potentially used when you were playing Devo, which make me believe that you did it by mistake. But playing a Blender build with death penalty, in my opinion, is the best module by far. Playing a Devo build with death penalty is the worst module by far. So if you're playing Blender, completely go for that. If you're playing Devo, avoid it at all cost. You can put anything here that is bad. If you're playing Devo, like even you just empty this socket, it's completely fine. It's better. You have attack speed, critical factor, and supercritical chance, which is pretty decent. I would say that critical chance here will be better than supercritical chance, but overall, I think it's a well-rounded module, so I'm completely fine with that. On this one, you have the knockback force, very good, percentage defense, and death defy. The things that I'm missing here is potentially the tone. But this could be okay if you have a relic that is allowing you to have more than 100% of tone. And I know that recently we had some of them. So if you are using a relic that is allowing you that, and actually I think it's easier to check because we can just go into your stats and check that. You are using a relic that is giving you more than 100% of tone, so you're completely okay. So then that's perfect. To me, I'm completely aligned with that. If you don't have this relic, you need to have the tone bonus here, so you go above 100% and you are two-shotting bosses and one-shotting other enemies, and this is very important. So yes, this is good. I also very like negative mass projector, especially with a Blender build, because you have those enemies such as the protector that are going to be stacked around, and potentially the enemy within the protector that are going to take this debuff here, and I think this is very nice. So for a Blender build, I think this is the best in slot right now as a module. You can potentially go with Sharp Fortitude if you want to have more wall, but I would say that if you have Sharp Fortitude and the wall, maybe you want to be in a Devo and not into a Blender. But this is like very, very nice one. Galaxy Compressor, this is great. The only thing that I'm missing here is the package chance. I think having the package chance is important on this one, on the third slot, because it allows you to have this unique effect proccing more often. So this is something that you want to work on, is having the package chance. And the Multiverse Nexus, you have the bonus, the size, and the death weight damage. I guess this is to be able to max you your health. From what I see here, I don't see a set of module that is for tournament, and I think it's a shame. You should have a set of module that is for tournament. So one of the things that I recommend is that you set up a set for tournament, and in this set what we are going to use is, instead of the G-comp, you are going to use this module here that is reducing the level of the enemy every time that they get an attack. And this is very good because you're not doing a lot of wave. I was seeing that you are getting like 200 and something wave into 200 wave when you are in platinum, which is not a lot. So if you are reducing by, let's say, 50 wave through the module auto attack, this is going to help you tremendously. So instead of the G-comp here, you want to have this module, and what you want in this module potentially is the enemy attack level skip that we talked about just before, this one, but you want to have it in legendary quality, so you are going to get a little bit more value from it. You want to have the free health, free defense, I mean, and you want to have the free utility or free attack. That's the three that you are looking for. So defense number one, and then attack or utility here, and then here you want to have the attack level skip on the module that is set up for tournament. I think this is going to be good. And then on the module that you have here, you want to replace that when you are doing tournament because you don't care about golden tower bonus or black hole size, and instead you want to build a regular rare module, so the things that you have here, or you have already, come on, you have the DC and you have not put it. This is a shame. And you should do better than that. Honestly, like this should be going to legendary quality. You have enough folder for that, so bring that to legendary quality. I know you don't have the chain lightning here, I can see that, it's fine, but you are going to use this module anyway very soon, so let's build it into a module that will be usable later on. So you move it to legendary quality, and what you want on this is death wave damage. That is going to help you. You want to have death wave cooldown, so you actually have your death wave that is proccing more often, which is, I think, something that is important. And I know that you are going to be nerfed a little bit because you're not taking the average of this, but having 2 sets of module for tournament is important that you start working on it now. So death wave damage in legendary quality, so it's going to be time 50. You want to have the cooldown of death wave, and the third one you don't care about. Like you can take golden tower, you can take the size of the black hole or the smart missile, whatever you want. But those 2 things on death wave is going to be important on your legendary one. I don't think the quantity of wave is something that is available. Maybe it is actually. It's available at legendary. So having death wave quantity, so everything around death wave is going to be good here because that will allow you to tag more enemies and potentially get more health in platinum, which is something that is important. So yeah, I think death wave quantity +1 in legendary is completely possible to get it. So having all death wave perks in legendary quality on your module is going to help you. Moving on to your cards, so for the blender, I think this is mostly right. I quite like the damage attack because if you are playing a blender, at some point you are lacking damage to be able to deal with the enemies such as the protectors or even some of the elites. So having some damage is going to help you during the runs. What I will say though is that if you want to build some damage, you should use the Berserk card instead of the damage card, because Berserk is multiplying your damage by 8, which you will have very quickly. Well, instead damage is providing you a lower bonuses. So the minor things that I would say is you can replace the damage by a Berserk, you're going to get a little bit more damage. So that's something. I think towards the end of your run, it's worth mentioning that probably switching the cash for when you are playing completely idle free upgrade, obviously, that is something that has more value, or potentially at the end of the run for something like slow aura, or as a blender build, you can also potentially put the death ray. That is also something that is going to help you. Overall, the rest is pretty solid and I don't have anything to say. Recovery package is very important because you play G-Comp, so this is something that you must keep. Regarding your tournament cards, there is few things that I'm not convinced and things that I think can be improved. So let's start with the things that I'm not convinced. The first one is Wave Skip. I don't think it's a great card for tournament. I think you have way better option. I don't see cash within this, so I don't know if it's something that you are using. Also, I see that you have enemy balance here, which is, I think, a trap for you because you have to deal with more enemies, and that's potentially something that you don't want to do. I don't know if it's only the bosses that are a problem or like certain enemies can be a problem, but if it's only the bosses, that could be okay because you have more health from the death wave. But honestly, I think you should try to avoid the enemy balance if possible. If it provides you a lot of bonus of health through the death wave, then eventually, but this card I'm not so sure about. Instead, what you should do is you just use cash. So if you're using this for cash, then you just use cash, and then you can remove cash eventually for tournament and move to something else. So that is my first recommendation. Enemy Wave Skip is also a trap that I don't really like. Yes, you can potentially skip a wave with a boss if this is a problem, but I think it's quite unreliable. So for this, just a better option is demon mode. If you have demon mode, you can use it. If you don't have demon mode, I don't see if you have it, but if you don't have demon mode, potentially slow aura is also a very okay card to use, because it's going to help you control the enemy a little bit better, and you have more time to use it. On recovery package, I think it's okay if you're playing EHP, so this is fine. Because in your case you're most likely playing EHP, but as I'm requesting you to remove the G-comp to something else, then potentially this card is wasting a little bit of value. However, now from what I said, I don't see another thing that I would do change. So let's say that recovery package is probably the things that you are going to change the latest. So starting with enemy balance. Try a run with cash instead of enemy balance and see how good you are doing. If you are doing better with one or the other, so you do 2 runs, one with enemy balance, one with cash. What is good with cash is that towards the end of your run, so when you see that it's going to be complicated, you can switch it for something else. That is a possibility. Then instead of wave skip, what I would suggest is that you can probably use plasma cannon. I guess you have plasma cannon. If you want to deal with bosses, that is an option that is better. Slow aura is another option. Demon mode is another option. And so let's see a little bit what I'm talking about. So I would say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those 7 here, I think they are almost mandatory, like you want to have them. Then right now you're using those 2 here. I'm not sure of the value they provide. You're also using this one. You're not using plasma cannon. I would say that range, I often advise that people should play with range, but again, it depends on the number of cards that you have. You have only 11 cards, and potentially there is better option than range for you. So maybe it's also something that we are going to remove. So what I would suggest is that you can do a trials, which is this one. Yes, this. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we can do 10, 11. So you start with a trial that is like this, and you see how well you do, because you need to do a lot of maxing into your workshop. So let's try like this. Then the second thing that you can try potentially is that you remove this one, and instead you're going for second wind. That is another option. And then if you are playing actively the game and you are in front of it, another thing that you can do is you start like this. You start like this. And then as you are progressing and then you are reaching, let's say, 50 wave before your best scenario, you are removing free upgrade and then you putting death ray. So free upgrade has a lot of value at the beginning because you don't need death ray, and then as the game is progressing, it loses its value, and you want to change it for death ray, which is bringing you a lot of value. In your case, I think death ray is really something that is going to help you. If you don't have unlocked the card, it's okay. Don't spend gems to unlock it. When you have it, you're gonna play with it. But that's my recommendation that you should do. I will really check the enemy balance on your case, because dealing with enemies at the end is quite annoying if you have a lot of them. I understand that you have the cash bonus, and probably the death wave, but that's something that you need to test to make sure that you are not actually nerfing yourself in tournaments. Regarding the perks that you have, so the first perk requirement is the good one. Then you are banning 2 perks that are pretty annoying. I agree with you. I think having a third one that is banning the reduced knockback effect is, especially on the blender build, is something that is valuable. You also have the one that is multiplying the enemy damage by 2.5. That is also valuable, but probably lower than the one I just mentioned. Yes. You probably want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 more level into your auto pick, so you can completely run AFK the choosing of the perks. If you like to play AFK, I would say that we'll check with you where are your research status. But if you like to play AFK, there is a little bit of research that needs to be done on your perks to allow you to play better in AFK mode. I think there is probably 1 or 2 perks minimum in the ban perks that needs to be added here. And then on auto pick, you clearly need to have a little bit more auto picks than what you have if you want to be doing night runs, which I don't know if you do, but night runs completely AFK, then there is some work on the perks that needs to be done. Very quickly on the bot, invest into range, don't start putting it a bit everywhere. Range is really what you want to go for, so put everything into range when you are building a bot. I will reinforce the message that at your level, it's very important that every event you are getting all the skins, so the tower and the background, so you get the passive coin bonus that start to stack up. This is a long run mission, so you need to, every time that you see a new event, to buy those 2 ones. And then if you see relics, you also want to buy the relics. And by the way, if you haven't bought the song that are also providing you 0.6%, that's also something that you need to do. So golden bot is important, but that's not something that I will prioritize versus buying the relics, buying the themes and the songs, and then after and only after you buy the golden bot. Since you're only in gold / platinum, you're not making a lot of stones. So what I'm going to say is sometimes controversial with high player, like people making a lot of stones, but for you, I do recommend that you buy the 2 first pack of stones from the medals, so the one at 40 medals and the one with 65 medals. For 105 medals, you get 30 extra stones, which is a very decent amount for a player that is in gold. So I do recommend that you also take those ones before you start stacking the golden bot. Okay, now let's talk about your lab. And overall, I think you are doing a pretty good job with what you do. There is some tweak that I think you should work on, but you're doing a pretty good job. So the first thing is you are working on a lab speed, and I think this is very important. You need to keep working on this. So you need to dedicate 1 slot to lab speed, and you need to keep improving it. You're already level 44. You need to go higher than that, but that's what you're doing. It's great. Keep doing on it. Then the second slot that you are doing, it's what I would call the basic research. And we were going to talk about it. So today you're doing coin bonus, but potentially if you want to boost a little bit your performance in tournament, there is something different that you can switch here. So it's between coin bonus and something else, the health. We're going to talk about it. Then you have 2 things that are dedicated to ultimate weapon, and I like that. I think you have 2 things that should be dedicated to that. So you keep that. We will see what we are putting in this. And then finally, you get the last one that is in perks, and that's perfect. I talked about the perks, and I say we need to work on perks. So let's do that. So first one, lab speed, don't need to talk about it, you're already doing it. Second one, basic research. So basic research, you are actually working on right now on coins per kill bonus, which is very good because it's improving your economy, coins per kill bonus here, and by having more coins every time that you kill an enemy, which is great. I think one of the things that is very often underrated is health. Health is providing you 2 benefits. The first one is you are going to go further in tournament because you get more health, so you're going to survive longer. The second one is during the farm run that you are doing, you're going to accumulate more coins because you are going further as well, because you are going to tank more. So health is already also something that is very valuable. So what I do recommend is maybe you pause a little bit the coins bonus that is already level 36, 37 as we speak, and you work on your health and you aim for level 50. When you get to level 50 with your health, you go back to coin bonus and you go to level 50 with coin bonus. But try to keep health as a priority versus coins per kill if you want to favor tournament. If you want to favor economic, then potentially you start with what I just said with the coins per kill bonus. but still, I still think that health is providing you both benefits, so it's better than the coins per kill at your level. Regarding your ultimate weapon, you have 2 slots that is dedicated to that. Death wave coin bonus is good, but the problem is that you have no additional death wave, meaning that the window where you are actually tagging mobs within the death wave is really short. So this bonus is nice, but it's not applying to a lot of enemies. So I would say that death wave coin bonus is probably something that you don't want to invest too much time early on. And as you have more pre-wave, this is something that is gating more value. The things that have a lot of value right now for you is your golden tower. So I see here that you have golden tower level 15. You want to max it. I know it's a pain, but you want to max it. You want to get to the maximum level. And in parallel of that, you want to have golden tower bonus that is level 10 minimum, I would say. You can do 11 or 12, but 10 is a sweet spot for you, I would say. So those 2 things are important and are more important than the death wave coin bonus. So when this is finished, you can stop working on death wave and then you go back to the golden tower duration. And then when this is max, you can put a little bit of level into the golden tower bonus. In parallel of that, the black hole coin bonus is your absolute priority as well. And this is great and you should work on it. So keep working on that. Very good. Finishing with the perks. And as I mentioned, I think the perks is something that is important. So you need to work a little bit on your perks. The priority for you, if you like to play AFK, I would say it's ban perks to go to level 4. So when you are playing AFK mode, you don't get like a funny one that is bringing you bad values, such as damage multiplied by 2.5 or nothing, you knockback. I think those are the most obnoxious one for your build. You really want to ban them first. So I would say stop working on the trade-off perk. This is completely fine. Don't work on standard perk. This is a lot of time and a lot of investment. So you can stop that for now, but you do increase the ban perks by 2 level. And then the auto pick you move from 4 to 8, as I mentioned. So you get everything that is picked automatically that has high value. You are missing the coins. You are missing, if I'm not mistaken, you are also missing the death percentage, and you are missing, so yeah, this coins, death percentage, max game speed, and then the general health. That is the 4 that you want to have to be in a good position to go full auto with your runs and the perks that they are provided. When you are finished with the perks, I have been very sad to see that you have not invested a lot of things in here. So you need to start working on this soon. I know that module, they like the part that most of the people, they tend to push back and postpone to the next day, but you really need to start working on this, because this is something that accumulates through the days that you are playing the game or do not accumulate. And right now it does not accumulate a lot. I would say that at some point, you want to have the daily mission shard going to level 15, 20. Common drop chance, you want to have at least 5 level within this. And the reroll shard, you want to go to level 20. So those 3 ones are the things that you want to work on. Later on, when you have a little bit more coins, then you can start working on rare drop chance. But try to work this when your perks are in a better situation. Summarizing everything, I think you have a good tower. Like for your level, it's not like going everywhere. It's well-rounded. You have the nice ultimate weapon. You start to have some module, nice cards. So overall, I think you are in a good place. Keep working on your economical side, because this is the most important things right now for you, and working on this combo that is providing you the most value. Tweak a little bit your research to have something that is also more value, and include health into it so you can go further in tournament and start getting a little bit more stone that you do right now. All the coins that you get, I think, should be invested into the health here, because this is what is going to provide you the most value right now. So this number needs to go up and up and up So you start tournament with a higher health pool and you know that you can max it by the end of the tournament. I don't think right now you're capable of maxing the health pool through the tournament of platinum. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't see a world where this is going to be possible. When you reach that level and you are capable of maxing health within the tournament, then you don't need to invest into this one with your coins, and you can start pumping your coins a little bit more into the enemy attack level skip and making this your priority, because this is going to help you for both tournament up to champion and for farm. So that is high value for you. That's all I had for you today, so thanks for watching. If there is some people that wish to register, the only thing that you need to do is put review into the comment down below while the title say that the registration is opened, and a short description of your tower. I'm doing a pool every weekend, and I'm randomly taking someone that is a sub from the list that I create. Every time that you are registering, I add your name once more into the list. So the more you register and the more chance you have to get a draw for the next review. Thanks for watching everyone, and I see you on the next video.